ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So now next condition is in this chapter, for example, if it is the circular coil and it is the current carrying conductor here. So conductor carries current. So this is the circular coil. So this is the circular current carrying coil and it is the it is the circular coil and it is the current carrying conductor. So this is the current I. So constant current flowing through the conductor. Constant current flowing through the conductor. So what happens now? What is it? This is the direction of the current. This is the direction of the current. So definitely the curling of the fingers indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So the direction of the magnetic field is outwards and the magnetic field remains constant. If the current remains constant, the magnetic field also remains constant. If the current constant, magnetic field also remains constant. So that means what is the direction of the magnetic field here? Outwards. So flux formula is BAN cos theta. Magnetic flux formula is BAN cos theta. See here, due to the current passing through the conductor, an outward magnetic field is developed here. Outward magnetic field. So if the current remains constant, magnetic field remains constant. Magnetic field remains constant. If it is the circular coil, the area also remains constant. Number of turns does not changes. Here orientation of the coil does not changes. So due to this, the flux does not changes. So due to this, what happens? Constant current passes through the conductor. Flux does not changes here. So flux does not changes. So induced EMF is equals to 0. So that means there is no EMF developed in this situation. When the situation here, if the constant current flowing through the conductor, current is constant. So an outward magnetic field, magnetic flux formula BAN cos theta, general formula for us. B constant here because current also remains constant. Area of cross section of the coil remains constant. Number of turns does not changes. Orientation of the coil, we are not changing the orientation. So that's why in this situation flux does not changes. So induced EMF in this situation is equals to 0. So next condition, variable current. If the variable current passes through the conductor, then what happens? If the current increases, what happens? If the current decreases, what happens? See here. So this is the conductor, circular coil, and this is the conductor carrying current. If the current increases, with respect to time, so that means this due to this infinite current carrying conductor, not particular length, infinite current carrying coil. So what is the direction of the magnetic field? Outward magnetic field. So this is the original magnetic field B0. So due to the current an outward magnetic field is developed. So outward magnetic field. So due to the variation of the current varies. So that means it increases with respect to time. due to the variation of the current, magnetic field also varies. Due to the variation of the magnetic field, flux also changes. Due to the variation of the magnetic field, flux also changes. Due to the change in the flux, an EMF is induced here. An EMF is induced. That EMF induced, that means current also induced. Current also induced. But induced current causes what? Opposition to the original magnetic field. So, induced current causes, an EMF is induced, current also induced. Induced current causes opposition to original magnetic field. Opposition to original magnetic field. What is the direction of the original magnetic field here? Outwards. That means an induced magnetic field is acting inwards. So, therefore, the induced magnetic field is acting inwards. Induced magnetic field is acting inwards. So, this is the direction, the situation. So, this is the original magnetic field due to variation of the original. Why the original magnetic field varies here? Due to the variation of the current. Current varies, magnetic field varies. Due to the variation of the magnetic field, flux generated. The flux is, negative rate of change of flux is called EMF. That means EMF is induced. Current also induced. The induced current causes opposition to the original magnetic field, that is called Lenz law. Induced current causes opposition to the original magnetic field. So, this is original magnetic field, this is induced magnetic field. So, that is the situation. When the situation, if the current increases. Next, in the same case, if the current decreases, what happens? Definitely this is the current carrying. So, here if the current in the conductor, if the current decreases in the conductor, what happens? If the current decreases in the conductor, then what happens? So, this definitely the direction of the magnetic field is outward only. So, this is the outward magnetic field. So, definitely an EMF induced. An EMF is induced because current decreases with respect to time. Decreases means definitely magnetic field also varies, maybe increase or decrease, whatever in the sense. Definitely magnetic field also varies. Due to the variation of the magnetic field, flux generated, that means EMF must be induced. It is the closed coil, that means current also induced. Current also induced. Current also induced. So, due to the current, induced current, then what is the direction it is? Induced current, we can why do it. So, the concept is induced current opposes the original magnetic field. What is the direction of the original magnetic field? Decreasing magnetic field outwards. Due to decreasing the, so original magnetic field is here. Original magnetic field is decreasing outwards. Decreasing outwards. Outward, so this causes outward magnetic field, but it is decreases. Original magnetic field is outwards, but it is decreases. To oppose the original magnetic field, induced current causes magnetic field. Induced current produces magnetic field. induced current produces magnetic field outward again. So this is induced magnetic field is also outwards, because it is outward decreases. To oppose the decreases, to oppose the decrease, an outward induced magnetic field is developed, outward induced magnetic field. So why this induced magnetic field produced? Due to the induced current. Due to the induced current, outward induced magnetic field is developed. Why this is outwards? Because it is outward decreasing magnetic field is created. Due to the decrease in the current, outward decreasing magnetic field is developed, original magnetic field. What is the direction of the original magnetic field? Outwards, but it decreases. To oppose the decrease, the induced current produces magnetic field, that is also again outward, to balance the decrease. Here it is outwards increasing, outwards increases. To oppose that increase, then it is inwards. But here outward decrease, to oppose the decrease, this is outwards. So that is the situation. That means induced current always produces the magnetic field that opposes the original one, This is outward decreases. To oppose the decrease, again outward magnetic field is developed, like that. So these are the two conditions in this, whether the current increases and whether the current decreases. Next, the same situation. So like this, a stream of electrons moving towards and moving away, like this. Stream of electrons moving towards and away from the coil. So in these two situations, the direction of the induced current must be opposite. The direction of induced current must be opposite, because here it is increases and it is decreases. So electrons are moving towards up to here. The towards means and it is away, like that. So what is the direction of the current? Opposite to the direction of flow of electrons, and this is the direction of the current. Here the current approaches the coil and here the current leaves the coil. While the current approaches, that is current increases with respect to time. While the current leaves in this situation, that is current decreases with respect to time. Previous two conditions we discussed already. Current increases with respect to time, current decreases with respect to time. In that situation, if the current, this is the direction of flow of electrons and the direction of the current is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. Direction of the current is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. Here this is the direction of the current flowing. This is the direction of the current. In this situation, if the current passing through the conductor up to this extent, the current approaching towards the coil, so that means the current increases, and from this position onwards current moving away from the coil, so that is increases and decreases. So increases in the sense first condition, decreases in the sense second condition, but in the two situations the direction of the induced current must be opposite. So this is about some conditions in this. Next, come to the topic motional EMF. So motional EMF. So that means when the conductors are in motion, that definitely certain amount of EMF must be produced. How that EMF, that is called motional EMF. Generally flux can be written as BAN cos theta generally, or if theta equals to 0, phi is equals to BAN. If the number of turns is equals to 1, phi is equals to BA. Here if theta is equals to 0 and if n is equals to 1, then phi is equals to BA. If the magnetic field remains constant here, if the magnetic field remains constant, but area of cross section of the coil continuously changes. Area of the coil changes in the sense the coil must be in motion. The coil must be in motion. When the coil must be in motion, so that definitely certain amount of EMF is exist. That EMF is called motional EMF. That EMF is called motional EMF. What is the motional EMF? Now we can discuss about this. See here. So mainly based on variation of the area of cross section or rotation of the coil, anything is possible here. So for example, this is the U-shaped conductor, and this conductor is free to move on this. And this is the conductor, it is free to move, and its length of the conductor is L. And this is the direction of the magnetic field, inwards magnetic field. The cross indicates that, what is that? Inwards magnetic field. Let us say this is the breadth, this is length and this is the breadth. Length, breadth, let us say it is x, whatever it is, no problem. This is the length of the conductor. This is the length of the conductor. For example, if this conductor may move outwards or inwards, let us say this conductor moves outwards with velocity v, or this conductor may move inwards with velocity v. Whether this conductor may move outwards or inwards, definitely the x value must be varies. X value must be varies. So that means due to that x value varies means, here for example, if the conductor is in this position, what is the area? Length, breadth. Length into breadth, L into x, that is the area. Now if this conductor moves outwards or inwards, this is the conductor, let us say it's P and it is Q. PQ is the conductor. Whether this conductor may move inwards or outwards, definitely this x value must be varies. See here, if this conductor may move inwards, x value decreases. If this conductor may move outwards, x value increases. So that means area of cross section changes due to the motion of this conductor, either inwards or outwards. Due to the motion of the conductor either inwards or outwards, definitely the area of cross section must be changes. So for example, if so here, so a U-shaped, let us say this U-shaped conductor is placed in uniform inward magnetic field, inward uniform magnetic field. So, and a conductor PQ is freely moving on the U-shaped conductor. So, whether due to motion of the conductor PQ, area must be changes. So that means, so generally magnetic flux is equals to general formula BA. Phi is equals to BA into here Lx. Length is L and breadth is X. So magnetic flux is equals to, generally we can write it as BA, aerial vector in this direction or inwards. The direction of the magnetic field is inwards. So aerial vector is perpendicular to the plane of the coil. Let us consider, we can consider it is inwards. So let us say B into Lx. So in induced EMF, according to Faraday's second law, induced EMF E is equals to minus d phi by dt. Induced EMF E is equals to minus d phi by dt. E equals to minus d by dt of phi is Blx minus Bl into dx by dt. Why we have to consider only dx by dt? Why don't we consider dl by dt? Why don't we consider dv by dt? Because here the magnetic field is constant and length of the conductor is constant. What is the only quantity varies here? Due to the motion of the conductor, what is the only quantity changes here? X quantity changes. So that's why B into dlx. So minus Bl into dx by dt is considered as velocity. Rate of change of position is called velocity. E is equals to minus Blv, or magnitude of E is equals to Blv. In vector form we can write it as E is equals to L bar dots V bar cross B bar. So in vector form E is equals to L bar dots V bar cross B bar. So that is the motional EMF. E is equals to BLV. What is the value of the motional EMF? BLV. What is B? Magnetic field. What is L? Length of the conductor. V is the velocity of the conductor. So this is the motional EMF. Simple definition and simple derivation. E is equals to BLV. In vector form, E can be written as L bar dots V bar cross B bar. For different shaped conductor. For different shaped conductors, we can write it as D is small length DL bar dots V bar cross B bar. So in EMF can be written as integral of dE integral of dl bar dots V bar cross B bar. For example, if length varies from one position to another position, if the length of the conductor varies, then for small length dl, what is the EMF induced? dE is equals to dl bar dot V bar cross B bar. Total EMF induced is equals to integral of dE. So integral of dl bar dot V bar cross B bar. So that is the situation. This is the motional EMF. So now what is the direction of the EMF induced? That is important. That can be calculated with the help of Fleming's right hand rule. In the moving charges and magnetism, we discussed about Fleming's left hand rule. Here Fleming's right hand rule. See here why it is. Let us say this is the magnetic field. inward magnetic field and a conductor, let us say, motion of the conductor in the magnetic field. This conductor moves with velocity v. Let us say it is P and it is Q. This is the inward magnetic field and the conductor is moving in the magnetic field. Conductor is moving in the magnetic field with velocity v. Conductor is moving in the magnetic field with velocity v. So, due to this, definitely certain amount of EMF is developed. What is that? E is equals to BLV. Actually, it is minus BLV. Let us say magnitude of EMF is equals to BLV. So, definitely certain EMF in the sense potential. That means there exists potential difference exists between the points P and Q. Definitely certain amount of potential difference must be exist between the points P and Q. What is that potential difference? How can we calculate? So, by using Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule. So, let's stretch your forefinger, central finger and thumb in mutually perpendicular directions, and here the forefinger indicates the direction of the magnetic field and the thumb indicates the direction of motion of the conductor and central finger indicates the direction of the EMF. So, forefinger indicates direction of magnetic field, forefinger indicates the direction of magnetic field, intensity of the magnetic field, and the thumb indicates, here the thumb indicates the direction of, so thumb indicates the direction of motion of the conductor, thumb indicates the direction of motion of the conductor, and central finger indicates the direction of induced EMF, or induced current, let us say. Induced EMF or induced current. So, that is Fleming's right hand rule. So, stretch in this. This is the forefinger indicates the direction of magnetic field. So, forefinger direction of magnetic field. Thumb indicates the direction of motion of the conductor. Here the conductor moves towards rightwards. So, the central finger indicates the direction of the induced current. Current flows from Q to P. This is the direction of the current. So, that means Q acts as the negative terminal and P acts as the positive terminal. How it is possible? Current always flows from positive terminal to negative terminal. Current always flows from positive terminal to negative terminal. But here this is the direction of the current, but Q terminal acts as negative terminal, P terminal acts as positive terminal. Why it is? What is the reason? Because this arrangement, this is the external circuit and this conductor acts as the energy source. Previously we discussed already. This conductor acts as the energy source. So, that means this is the battery or EMF of the cell. E is equals to BLV. E is equals to BLV. So, this acts as the battery. So, that means inside the battery the current flows from negative terminal to positive terminal, or inside the cell current flows from negative terminal to positive terminal. So, that is why this acts as the energy source, and remember that always any situation central finger indicates the direction of the current. Central finger indicates the direction of the current. So, that is negative terminal to positive terminal. The current flows from negative terminal to positive terminal. So, negative to positive. So, that is why it is negative to positive current, because it is inside the cell. The current always flows from negative terminal to positive terminal. So, this is considered as the cell of positive terminal, cell of negative terminal. If it is connected in any external circuit, here this is the direction of the current here. If this conductor is connected to the external circuit, definitely the direction of the current is like this, always from positive terminal to negative terminal, but this one acts as the battery or cell, this one acts as the energy source is nothing but cell. So that is negative terminal, positive terminal, like this. So this is the motional EMF and its direction. Next, so motional EMF, E is equals to BLV. We know E is equals to IR, that is BLV. I is equals to BLV by R. I is equals to induced current, and this how much it is, BLV by R, and I can be written as Q by T, so that is BLV by R. So induced charge BLV by R into T. Induced EMF is equals to BLV, E can be written as IR, that is why I is equals to BLV by R, so that is Q by T, that is Q can be written as BLV by R into T. So that is the situation, that is the induced current and it is the induced charge. Next, in different situations, how can you calculate the induced EMF for the motion of the conductor in different conditions? So let us say applications of this motional EMF. Let us say this is the direction of the magnetic field, inward magnetic field. There exists, so inward magnetic field. So let us say this is the conductor, current carrying conductor. Let us say this terminal is P and this terminal is Q and this is length L, and it moves with velocity like this. This is velocity V bar and this is theta. It moves with velocity V like this. Of course, it moves with velocity V directly we can write VLV, no doubt about that. But it travels with velocity V at an angle theta to the horizontal. So now, we know according to L bar dot V bar cross B bar in vector form, induced EMF is equals to L bar dot V bar cross V bar. Here length is equals to L into I cap. So the length must be measured from P to Q. Length must be measured from P to Q. P to Q means this is along positive x axis. So that's why I am writing I cap. Length of the conductor is L into I cap. Velocity here. Velocity V bar can be written as, velocity can be divided into two components. This is V cos theta and this is V sin theta. Velocity can be written as V cos theta I cap plus V sin theta j cap. Velocity vector, this is the direction of velocity. The conductor is moving like this. So it makes an angle theta with the horizontal. So that's why velocity can be divided into two components, V cos theta and V sin theta. And the direction of the magnetic field, B is equals to, B bar is equals to B minus k cap, because the direction of the magnetic field is inwards. The direction of the magnetic field is inwards. That's why it is considered as minus k. So therefore, E is equals to general formula L bar dot V bar cross B bar. E is equals to L I cap dot V bar means. So V cos theta I cap plus V sin theta j cap cross B into minus k cap. V cos theta I plus V sin theta j cross B minus k. So that is equals to L into I cap dot. So here V cos theta into B. So that is I cap cross minus k cross V cos theta into B, I cross minus K plus V sin theta into B, J cross minus K, J cross minus K. So now here L I dot, so because cross product, we are doing the cross product like this. So here BV cos theta into I cross minus K is J, I cross J is K, J cross K is I, but I cross minus K is J, plus BV sin theta into J cross minus K, J cross minus K is minus I, J cross K is I, but J cross minus K is minus I. So now multiply with this at dot product, L into BV cos theta into I bar dot J bar plus L into BV sin theta into I cross I bar dot minus I bar. So LBV cos theta into I dot J is 0 plus BLV sin theta into I cross I is minus 1. So therefore induced EMF is equals to minus BLV sin theta. So what is the magnetic field, what is the induced developed in this situation is minus BLV sin theta. So that is the situation. So flux E is equals to minus d phi by dt, that is minus BLV sin theta is equals to minus d phi by dt. So d phi is equals to BLV sin theta into dt. So what is the flux change here? Flux change is equals to BLV sin theta into dt. So this is the situation. Now first I am considering the length is L I cap and the direction of the velocity is, this is the direction of velocity, velocity divided into two components, V cos theta and V sin theta. So that's why, and the direction of the magnetic field is inverse, that's why B or minus K cap. So E is equals to L dot V cross B, L dot V cross B, L dot V cross B. So V cos theta I plus V sin theta J cross B. So I cross minus K, J, J cross minus K, minus I. Next I dot J is 0, I dot minus I is minus 1. So that's why this is the induced EMF. So based on this, how can you calculate the direction of the induced EMF? So this direction of magnetic field, direction of motion of the conductor, thumb indicates, and this is the direction of induced EMF like this. This is the direction of the induced current. Q becomes negative terminal and P becomes positive terminal like that. Next. Next, one more application here. So let us say this is the direction of the magnetic field. This is the direction of the magnetic field and the conductor is bent like that and it moves with velocity V. The conductor, length of the conductor is bent here. Let us say it is L by 2 and it is L by 2. So it makes an angle theta here and also makes an angle theta. So this is the actual length. So let us say it is X, let us say Y it is, and it is Y. From diagram, sin theta is equals to Y by L by 2. So from this Y is equals to L by 2 sin theta. From this diagram, sin theta is equals to opposite side by hypotenuse, Y by L by 2. So therefore, total effective length of the conductor total effective length of conductor. So that is L is equals to L effective is equals to 2y, 2 into L by 2 sin theta, that is equals to L sin theta. L effective is equals to L sin theta. So length must be calculated from, let us say, PQ. So now here length of conductor, effective length of the conductor, so that is equals to L sin theta into j cap minus j cap, because it is measured downwards. While moving downwards, in the sense negative y axis, upwards is positive y axis, downwards is negative y axis. Now that's why L sin theta minus j cap. So velocity is equals to V I cap. So the condition is moving. This is the direction of motion of the conductor. So that's why V I cap. Next, magnetic field. Magnetic field is equals to B minus K cap. So because inverse magnetic field it is. So the direction of the magnetic field inverse, that is B minus K cap. So now induced EMF E is equals to L bar dots V cross B again. L is L sin theta into minus J dot L sin theta into minus J dot. V is, what is V? So V bar is V I cross B minus K. So that is L sin theta into minus J dot VB into I cross minus K is J. I cross minus K is J. So from this L sin theta into BV minus J dot J. So that is BLV sin theta minus J dot J is minus 1. E is equals to minus BLV sin theta. Minus BLV sin theta. So what is the direction of the induced EMF? So this is the direction from Q to P. So this is the way to calculate the induced EMF in different situations. And further we have some more applications. Next class we can discuss about this.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.